need temporary corrosion protection, and this is your solution. Conger LH, the world's first lubricant. And what's a lubricant? It's a universal lubricant, rust protection, and water repellent. Completely free of VOCs, CFCs, there are no solvents whatsoever. So this product is good for the environment and for the people that use it. And who are the people that use it? It's the people that you work with as manufacturers. When you are in the factory putting together cars or special fasteners or any kind of assembly, you know that you need temporary rust protection. Before all of those parts come together into the final assembly, those parts that are sitting and waiting or being transported from other sites are subject to any kind of corrosion that the air or the water or whatever environment they're in can give. So they need this temporary protection. But it also has to be the kind of protection that's easily removed so that when you move on to final assembly, you have no worries whatsoever that your final solution, your permanent protection, will adhere to the metal without any interference and not be corroded itself in any way, shape, or form. So what we're going to do in our demo is show you how to apply Conger LH for that temporary protection and how to remove it and put a coating that could serve as a permanent protection and show that it adheres once the temporary protection has been removed. So you have a smooth flow from start to finish. Let's get some of this Conger onto our steel plate. This is our application. If you were applying it, you only need a little bit because that's very concentrated. It's also fiercely surface active. It is seeking to bond with that metal and offer the protection. If we left this for a while, you would see it seeping up. But for now, we want that delineation so that you can see clearly when we paint that what was coated and removed and what was left pristine show no difference whatsoever in terms of how the paint adheres. Now your application may take place through spraying on a high pressure sprayer, in an assembly line in a factory, or with a brush, or simply by pouring, depending if you have a container of fastener or what have you. So that's our coated piece, both sides. And now it's time for removal. Simple process. What we're going to do here is actually wipe first. Now, in the assembly process in the factory, you may or may not have the ability, but generally you will. And we're going to simulate what a lot of you have, which is a bath. These are mineral spirits, an easy and safe way for removal of this non-solvent corrosion protection. And we'll wipe again. Just again wanting to be sure that we remove the product, remove the mineral spirits. It's very hard to get all of it off, and that's a good thing because it just gives you just a hair more corrosion protection. However, we can get enough off so that it doesn't interfere in any way with the adherence of that final corrosion protection, that permanent protection. And the way we're going to simulate that is just with some Conger blue paint. Put some paint right over and onto this metal. And I'm just looking to see that everything's removed. You can see a little bit of, it's looking good. Okay. Obviously your process can be shorter because you're going to have a full bath. And we're just going to get some of that Conger blue paint on there. Gorgeous. You can already see how nicely it's spreading, smooth, no problem. Just take a close look, make sure that I've got every bit covered. So now we just have to give it time. It needs time to cure and dry, as you well know, and we'll come back and take a look at it. And we'll even see if we can do a little scratch test, both above and below, treated and untreated, and see that the adherence is the same either way. So we'll take a look in a few. We're back, and the paint has dried on our metal panel, so let's take a look. It's dried really well. If I take my finger and scratch across down here where we applied the conger and removed it, nothing at all. No problem. Not coming off, adhering, totally dry, both where it's applied, where it's not applied. So you can see really easily that Conger LH is your temporary corrosive protection answer. Take a look here. Here we have a panel, treated with Conger LH and untreated. Look at that corrosion, and look at that pristine metal right there. Looking really good. So you can rest assured, your metal, whatever the part is, manufactured in one area, needs to be transported to some other place or sit for a while until it's ready, milled to your specifications. You treat it with your Conger LH, you get it to the place of final assembly, remove it, put on your final answer corrosion protection, and you're not going to have any interference. You'll be happy with that result. But here's where we get the real bang for your buck, the real 2-for-1 of the world's first lubrihibitor. If you've got a moving part that you're transporting to final assembly, an engine part, gears, anything having to do with your factory, moving parts, you don't even need to remove that conger. Why? Because it's an outstanding lubricator. It's going to make things run as smoothly as you expect them to, and maybe even better than you've experienced before. And we're really excited to show you those lubrication properties, which we're going to do in the next video. So I'm hoping that you'll visit us at CongerLH.com and be on the lookout for our video demonstrating both qualities, the anti-corrosion and the lubrication qualities of Conger LH, the world's first lubrihibitor.